I got breath, the death of rock is the death of me, and rock is death.
The second person that John meets on the road is that of Maggie M'gill. Now Maggie, there's a lot of song elements that would describe her. There are two songs that really would identify her character to give you a better idea. And one is Wild Love as her backdrop, and of course her song Maggie M'gill. And so Maggie's this very free-spirited, this roadside traveler who John encounters on his journey. And you can quickly identify this very strong love that they have for each other through dreams and through visions and through, just their lives being very similar to one another. And so begins to go with, she decides to find refuge and take John to meet her friend so that he can tell his story. And so they go down, to...
Maybe I better tell you what this story's about. It's about a bunch of young people that got fed up with where they were living and what was happening. They got a group of them together and they went out to the desert to live away from everyone. And each night they'd build a fire and they'd gather around and they'd sing songs and discuss what was happening and where they were at and all that.
And it's at that campfire John tells his story to all of Maggie's friends, which in return he gains his friendship with them and this bond with them. And as time goes on, this intense relationship with Maggie comes to a halt because it's time for John to move on to the next chapter of his life, and this is something he's got to do by himself before returning back to meet with Maggie and friends to complete the rest of the film.
That's where the people know how to get it on. One more time. Songs of love and songs of death, songs that set men free. Hey. Hiya, matey. Lion ho!
The last person that John encounters is that of his grandfather, and I feel that the grandfather has the strongest impact on John's life to become who he really is, especially in the later part of the journey. In the very beginning of his life, he's always seen his grandfather here and there, but the grandfather always delivered the right message at the right time. And it's until the very end where we see the magic unfold, where we see the deep connection happen, where we see the spiritual awakening between the grandfather and the grandson, and now the grandfather just basically plays a big role, a major role, and it's including the time of the Dawn's Highway experience, when he was in the car, when John went through all that, there's a little twist in that. So there's a very magical part of the grandfather.
Brandon, are you there? Brandon, right in there. Oh, the door is calling. I got some stuff from John Doe. Can you get your script? Characters here, romantic characters. Boy for Queen, wild child, and the ancient lunatic. Very interesting, very unusual, very, very clever. I like it a